I finally got it. The Sony FX3. This is my dream camera. I've wanted this camera forever and I saved all my pennies and I was finally able to buy it. But I wasn't ready for how hard it was gonna be to learn this camera. Coming from a Lumix where things come out of cameras so nice and colorful and they look really good, I wasn't ready for Sony to have these flat colors and these color profiles that don't really work that well. It was a learning curve that I had to learn to do. And I looked all over the internet and I couldn't find anything about making it look good. So what I ended up doing was I created my own settings, which I'm gonna show you how to do so you don't have to go through all the stuff I went through to learn how to use this quickly. If you're making short form content and you're not gonna wanna spend a ton of time shooting everything in log and spending hours color correcting. And as a full-time content creator, I know all about how your workflow needs to go quick so you can get to the next video to put out the next day. All you gotta do is change a few simple settings and you're gonna be able to pump out all the content you want with the camera you love. This video is not for the person that's trying to make a short form film or trying to learn log. I'm gonna take you to a regular setting in it and we're gonna change some of the settings inside of that so that it produces nice content for you right out of camera. So all that said, let's get started. Start out by going into menu, and from there you wanna navigate down to exposure and color right here. We're gonna go to color and tone. Picture profile you wanna have off. We're not gonna use these picture profiles, they're really not that great. We can take this off so we can see a little. And then we'll go to creative look. You're gonna be in standard, which doesn't look that bad. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go down to natural and then hit over. This is where you're gonna change your picture around so that you can get quick turnaround. You can just copy these and you can put your settings this way, or you can change it to whatever way you want it to be. So you put your contrast to 4, do your highlights down to -9 or higher, depending on your situation. Like what I found with this camera is it has real blowouts all the time, even though you're not seeing a big difference here. I like -9 because this camera seems to blow out quite a bit when it comes to outside. If you're outside, light coming through a window, whites, you know, all that. Just keep your highlights as low as possible, unless there's a certain look you're looking for. Shadows, I didn't change. Fade, nothing. Saturation. So here's another thing. This camera likes to put out a lot of flat colors, like it's a cinema camera, so it's meant to have color correction involved with editing. So take your saturation up. I took mine up to +8, depending your situation, right? So that you can see the yellows on this. I mean, to me, they don't look insane. Like, you know, I could go up one more, it's not gonna make a huge difference. But if I went to 0, you know, you can kind of see like the yellow almost turns white. And that's kind of what you're gonna get when you first turn the camera on. So I want those colors there. So 8 is nice. I could go to 9. It's not, I don't even see a difference, but whatever. 8's where I have it. Like I said, you can put yours to 9, 7. Okay, next, sharpness. I upped my sharpness a little bit. For me, when I was setting focus, it always looked a little blurry to me. If I'm setting focus, I want it to look really sharp. I want it to, whatever I'm looking at, I don't want any blur on it. That's just me, that's my preference. At 0, when you're setting focus, yeah, at least for me, I noticed that it always looked a little bit blurry. So I upped it to 4, and now when I set focus, you know, it looks cleaner. And then last is clarity. I upped that to 5. Once again, it's just about my preference of wanting things to look really clear when I focus in. Having changed all those colors, there's something we still need to do that's so important for us to do every time we use this camera, is set white balance. Let's go right up to white balance. I have a custom one right there, that's fine. And we're just gonna go over on my custom. I suggest using a custom and not the presets. Luckily for us, Sony had thought about this. What they did is the cover for the body of the camera is the same gray as a gray card to set your white balance. So we're gonna use that to set white balance. We'll hit set. I'll put that right there. Ugh, this is tough with one hand, but here we go. We're gonna set it. Boom, capture. All right, and so the can actually looks better. It actually did a really good job. And now we're set, 6300 Kelvin. It's a perfect temperature for here. We don't need to do anything with this. Hit okay. And then that's it. Our camera is set up. The colors look great. I'll do a little snap here and we'll switch into the FX3 now. All right, here we are. Now we're looking through the FX3 and you can see there's no green. Everything looks pretty good. The colors look fantastic on this. They really did a good job. So that's set up in natural with our own settings and with the white balance corrected. And I gotta say, looks pretty good. All right, and this is what we look like now with the white balance fixed. And you can see the skin tones are a lot better. They're a little bit more on the orange side. I could probably adjust that, but just like a quick fix, I'd say we look pretty good. The chair looks good. Everything looks good right now. We'll walk around, we'll get out of the perfect light. Yeah, you can see, that's pretty much what the kitchen looks like, without perfect lighting. Like all the colors look right. Like what you're seeing is what I'm seeing, pretty much. And then we add light. You had the right Kelvin that it's set to. It's set to this, 63. It's crazy because I made 17 videos before I figured this out on Instagram. Short form videos, making sandwiches, and it's rough. Let me know in the comments if this helped you. But if you have any camera, it should have a standard, a natural, different kind of settings like that where you can go over and adjust sharpness and contrast. It should be pretty similar. So really, this tutorial is for an FX3, but this should work with any camera. So let me know what you think in the comments if this helped you, and make sure to subscribe and like this because I'm a small channel and it goes a long way. And I'll see you guys in the next one.